going to discuss the topics about problem statement and market gap analysis. So, Ms. Nityashri, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
So,
can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yes, shall we start the session?
Yeah, ma'am, please.
No, okay, thank you so much. First and foremost, very good morning to all. And thanks for the invite. So I'm happy to be part of this program. And okay. Can anyone explain what you have discussed for past 2 days? Any one of you can explain? So far in the last 2 days, what you have discussed?
So, past days we have discussed about TN startup schemes and initiatives and the research and development activities that is carried out in Center of Research, and also we have discussed about MSME schemes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now you are stepping into problem statement and solutions, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. That's great. Thanks for the response. So we'll start the session. Yeah, before going into the session, I want to ask some questions to you people. So most of the people are students, right?
Yes,
most of the participants are from Sathyabama, right? Okay. So what made you to attend the session? You can drop your answers in chat box. Or else you can unmute and talk. What made you people to register to the session and attend the session?
To know the opportunities taught the one business, to know more about this.
To know more about business or to know more about entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship. So we are actually based on academic background. So we
Okay,
don't know
okay, sir, okay.
anything about business, entrepreneurship and all.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can any of one explain what is mean by entrepreneurship? The word entrepreneurship describes what? I want students to answer in the session. I think your faculty is helping right now. At least in recent days, you people heard a word about entrepreneurship and startup, right? You just drop your answers in chat box.
Nitya ma'am, the
yes,
participants, so most of the participants is a mixture of faculty and students.
Okay, sir, okay. Okay, I'll let you know what is mean by entrepreneurship and what entrepreneurs are doing right now. Yeah. Entrepreneurs அப்படிங்க பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா whereas they are known as problem solvers. சொசைட்டில இருக்கிற ஒரு ரியல் டைம் ப்ராப்ளம் ஒரு கேஸ் ஸ்டடி அட்ரஸ் பண்ணி அதுக்கு ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் அண்ட் அதை வச்சு ஸ்கேலபிளான ப்ராடக்ட் மார்க்கெட்ல லான்ச் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமா whereas அது கன்வெர்ட்டபிள் பிசினஸ் அண்ட் ப்ராஃபிட்டபிள் பிசினஸா மாத்துறது பேர் தான் entrepreneurship அண்ட் entrepreneurs அதைத்தான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. whereas here comes ஒரு entrepreneurship அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டோம், பிசினஸ்ன்னு சொல்லிட்டோம், ரெண்டு வேர்டிகல் இருக்கு இல்லையா? பட் வாட் டஸ் entrepreneur do? நான் இனிஷியலா சொன்ன மாதிரி தான் ப்ராப்ளம் சால்வர் இந்த சென்ஸ் ரேண்டமா ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் சூஸ் பண்ணி சால்வ் பண்ணுவாங்களா? நாட். சொசைட்டில இருக்கிற மேஜரான பீப்புள் மேஜர் பிரெஸிங் ப்ராப்ளம்க்கு ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் கொண்டு வராங்க. மைட் பி ஒரு எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் ப்ராப்ளம்க்கு ஒரு இனோவேட்டிவ் சொல்யூஷன். இனோவேட்டிவ் இந்த சென்ஸ் ஹை எண்ட் டெக்னாலஜி யூஸ் பண்ணா மட்டும் தான் இனோவேட்டிவ் இல்ல, அந்த மாதிரி கிடையாது. வேற அது ஃபீஸபிளா மார்க்கெட் அக்செப்டபிளான்னு பார்த்துட்டு எல்லா பீப்புளுமே ஆக்சஸ் பண்ற மாதிரி ஒன்னு டார்கெட் ஃபோக்கஸ்டா போவாங்க, இல்ல அப்படின்னா மார்க்கெட் அக்சசபிளா இருக்கிற மாதிரி எல்லா பீப்புளும் அஃபோர்ட் பண்ண முடியுமாங்கிற மாதிரி பார்ப்பாங்க. ஸோ ஐ வாஸ் அட்ரஸிங் அபவுட் ப்ராப்ளம். என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்? சொசைட்டில இருக்க ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம சொல்ற மைட் பி நிறைய ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு இல்லையா? என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்னா கொஸ்டின் மார்க்காக நமக்குள்ள வரும். இதை வந்து நம்ம எப்படி ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னா, வேற நம்ம லொக்காலிட்டியில இருக்க பீப்புள் ஃபேஸ் பண்றாங்களான்னு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பார்க்கணும். அண்ட் தென் அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் பெரும்பாலான மக்களால அட்ரஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய ப்ராப்ளமானு பார்க்கணும். வேற நமக்கு எல்லாத்துக்குமே டே டு டே லைஃப்ல நம்ம நிறைய விஷயங்கள் யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்போம். ஸ்விக்கி அண்ட் ஜொமேட்டோ அந்த மாதிரியான விஷயங்களா இருக்கட்டும், இல்ல பிளிப்கார்ட்டா இருக்கட்டும், அமேசானா இருக்கட்டும், இது எல்லாமே ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட் அப் தானே. ஸ்விக்கி அண்ட் ஜொமேட்டோ என்ன பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னா, நம்மளால ஒரு விஷயத்துல போய் ஒரு நம்மளோட எமர்ஜென்சி அப்போ வந்து டக்குனு வாங்க முடியல, அட் த சேம் நம்மளால ஃபுட் வாங்க முடியல, அட் த சேம் டைம்.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you please convey in English because some of the students are from other languages.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. Recently we came through Swiggy and Zomato, and we are using in our day-to-day life, right? But Swiggy and Zomato, whereas they converted our laziness into their business model, whereas we people are very lazy and tend to go and we are very much lazy in all those things, right? So we were sorry for the interrupt. So they used our laziness into a convertible and profitable business, and now they have expanded and scaled up, right? So I'll share my screen and we'll start the session. I think so my screen is visible to everyone, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before setting a problem statement, we need to make it as a smart one. What is a smart problem statement theory? We used to say specific and not general, and measurable, action oriented and relevant and time bound. Our problem statement should be very much specific, should not be generic. Specific in the sense we need to address a problem which is faced in society, and whereas under specific problem statement must have a valid reason why we have addressed that problem, and we need to frame a how might we statement. That is what a specific problem statement. It should not mention, or it should not target a specific audience. And next, measurable in the sense we can easily target the people, whereas they can, how many of them are solving this problem. At the same time, maybe target audience, how many generic ratio, how many people were facing this problem, whether this is a major problem. And coming to action oriented, what is meaning action oriented? Anyone can tell what is meaning action oriented? Anybody from your side? Okay, I'll tell. When action oriented means at least it should give some impact, it should leave a footprint. Whereas it's not about making a profitable business or feasible solution. While addressing that problem, it should leave an impact or footprint in the society. That is what we are mentioning here as action oriented and relevant. Whereas if we are addressing a problem, we'll have some of the major problems and some minor problems. It should address the key problem, what problem statement or what is the problem faced by the society. And coming to time bound in the sense whether it is existing from prolonged period, or else whether the problem is going to be arising in upcoming future, or else whether the problem is existing on the market. This is what. Whereas before going into problem statement or working on problem statement, we need to focus on all these factors. That is specific, not general, and as I said, measurable. At the same time, it should leave an impact. At the same time, relevant to the key problem, and we need to see the time bound, which is in existing or in current, or else it may occur in future. Yeah. Coming to next. Okay, with the problem, we need to generate an idea. After that, we can take it into a limelight stone as entrepreneurship, or we can convert it into an venture. But how our ideas are used, we have addressed in problem statement. After that, we need to frame a solution, and we are having set of rules and regulations how the solutions can be identified. But coming before going to solution, but we need to know how all our ideas are used. Likewise, I have mentioned here invention, discovery, experience, and efficiency, design, and challenges. Invention. What does mean by invention? It's very common term. Anyone can answer. Invention. People, are you there? People, could you hear me? Okay, don't put in chat box because I'm presenting my screen. As of now, I don't know. I want to shift to the tabs. Okay. Yeah, coming to invention, discovery, experiences, and efficiency, design. Yeah, invention in the sense, as if we know that invention means inventing of new products and features, might mean we can add some existing or fruitful excitement things to the existing innovation to invent something. And coming to discovery, discovery in the sense, way of providing many services. We can give it, it not might be an inventing something. We can also address or give feasible solution to our ideas in the way of service model. And coming to experiences, already we have gone through so many experiences or so many products are in our day-to-day life. When it's give to experience, we need to give tailor of new experience so that we can attract our audience. And coming to efficiency, improving efficiency in the sense, and design, developing an attractive and appealing designs, is developing more exciting and exciting things. At the same time, challenges, it's a major problem. Might be the creation of effective communication and marketing and challenges, and current organizational functions. There is in challenges, we are having a good product, but we don't know how we need to take forward to the market. The same time we lag in marketing. At the same time we are lagging in so many things. That's what comes under all these things. So all our ideas are generated, and it's existed in these kind of ways: invention, discovery, and experiences, efficiency, designs, and challenges. Coming to types of ideas, what are types of ideas in the sense? Problem solution, derivative, the same thing, revolutionary, and symbolic idea, artistic innovation, serendipitous discovery, and targeted innovation, computer assisted discovery. Yeah. Coming to problem solution, like as of now we are discussing about problem statement and feasible solution for that, right? Yeah. Ideas with a for a solution that directly addresses the problem. That is what problem solution idea. We are facing, we are focusing on a major idea, whereas that gives a solution that addresses problem directly, like XXS or problem irukku அப்படினா, whereas that gives a feasible solution. That is what problem solution idea. And coming to derivative ideas in the sense, ideas that take in an already existing concept and change it as in one aspect or other. It's like already an existing idea, but we are giving it slightly some changes to give a feasible solution. That is known as derivative idea. And next thing is revolutionary ideas. Oh, ideas that changed, whereas that is a traditional convention and completely disruptive way which people live. So whereas this, it was practicing from a prolonged period. Whereas our forefathers, our ancestors used to be follow all those things. That comes under revolution ideas and symbiotic ideas. What is symbiotic ideas in the sense? Ideas that are traditional convention and completely disruptive way in which people live or use a particular product. We can address like that. Like which is continuing like now. Right from we are using so many products from our past experience. It's continuing till now, but that has a huge market potential for our future existence. That is come under symbiotic idea and artistic idea. It's completely and soft innovation which focuses on innovating aesthetic and abstract concept. It's like we can able to visionary all those things, but when it comes to implementation, we don't know that it will work out or not. That is comes under artistic idea, but it will give a soft innovation and quite interesting. Come to sudden idea discovery. Ideas that created spontaneously and often without being engaged in ongoing ideating process. We can often will think like in our classrooms we used to discuss that we are going to run these business or we are having these ideas. Most of the classrooms this will happen. People we are sitting in back bench and thinking about all our future when we used to tell like right, I'm going to start a business and my friends and my colleagues are going to start a business. Whereas that is what serendipitous discovery, whereas ideas may be created spontaneously and often without being engaged in ongoing process or idea process. We don't know the process, but often within a fraction of minute we used to tell that I'm having this idea, whereas this idea will address this problem and a solution I'm going to give, and we don't think that whether that it's market feasible or market accessible. That is what this. And targeted innovation, coming at a targeted innovation, targeted innovation deliberate the attempt to generate ideas and which focuses on the centric target market, the opposite to the serendipitous discoveries. Whereas in this above one we have discussed that spontaneous ideas, but spontaneous ideas may be generated by everyone, but targeted innovation is for we are targeting particular people and particular market audience, whereas target idea targeted innovation comes under empathy and focus. Empathy in the sense connecting ourselves with audience. At the same time, we are focused on our target market. That is what comes under targeted innovation. And computer assisted discovery is what? That ideas generated to information technology after sourcing all the resources and after sourcing so many things from internet, we are giving a feasible solution that comes under the computerized assisted discovery. These are the maximum ideas. Then we know ideas and we are having so many sort of things, but coming through idea with the ideas we can do anything. Only I'm having ideas, I can by using this method I can frame ideas or I can find out so many ideas. But when it comes to the thing end of the day, we need to implement something or we need to give a solution to the market, so we need to brainstorm ourselves. Initial stage diversing ideas is okay, but essential part of ideation is to focus on the process, support systematically and efficiently, converging these ideas and thoughts into a concept, and we need to useful as in product. At the end of the day, we are going to create a product. So for that converging thoughts and ideas, we need to test some methods. Structured ideation that takes business a step ahead of brainstorming, we used to say in our terms. We need to brainstorm all our ideas by incorporating some tested method that ensure the productive idea generation here. Whereas here we need to test, it's maybe brainstorming in the way we can go to the field. If I'm addressing an marine based problem, I need to go and visit the field and I need to talk to the real people who are facing all those problems. Then only I get to know about the real struggles. If I am sitting here and googling out all those things, but it will give a random data to us, but which is not feasible for us. So filtering ideas, we need to filter all those ideas, and in this phase, we need to test and weight out all those ideas collected through brainstorming methods. We can take surveys and we can address in person and we can go to the real field and we can address all the problems and we can list out the problems which are majorly faced by them. At the same time, whereas if we are working on field entrepreneurship, if we are working on more than sitting and working on our laptop, or else if we are moving to field, we can give a practical solution. Whereas easily we can connect the problem with ourselves. Whereas Google gives in random data, but when we are moving to there, it gives in practical solution, it gives a personal doesn't feel for us, whereas we can easily merge with all those people and will collect a problem and will give a feasible solution to them which solves their problem and which gives a feasible solution to the major society here. The ultimate aim of our ideation is to turn our ideas into solution that can be existed to use, that will existed and used to innovate. Like after our ideation process, after analyzing the problem statement, we need to directly jump into solutions, and next step will be prototype, and the solution gives us ideas. Whereas when we are framing so many solutions, we need to focus on our ideas. But at the same time, before some people will come, I'm having an idea, but if we are asking about what is the problem and to whom you are addressing it, for whom you are developing, but they'll used to say, I'm having these solutions and I'm going to develop a product with these technologies, but I don't know for whom I'm developing. So before jumping into the solutions, or before jumping into an ideas, please address your problem with, and you just address your problem within a fraction of second, and you need to specific about that problem, to whom you are solving, for what you are solving, why you are solving this, whether that is a major pressing problem you're going to address. After addressing your problem, you are definitely giving come up with a solution. If you are implementing that solution, whether that solution will leave a major impact in the society, or else it won't be in conventional and conversable. Then coming to solution, and thing, we need to focus on empathy. Most things, empathy in the sense intimate connection with the feeling of the customer. As I said, that's what I already said, that you just go to the field and take survey to them and talk to the people who are facing the solutions in their real world. So when coming to, we must always eliminate the all unimportant opportunities to get in focus. And whereas empathy is thing, intimate connection with the feeling of the customer. If you are addressing a problem, if you are addressing some solution to the people, just visit there. If you are in marine technology, just go to, and you just go and see the people who are all facing major problem, and you just ask them what are the problems faced by them, and list out them. At the same time, on spot you will have some solution for them, and then come and brainstorm, and then google it, and then you will frame up with an perfect solution. And coming to all those things, I have addressed the problem statement, I have a solution, and then what are the effective elements I can do. Whereas then I'm coming without without our knowledge, or without a solution, we cannot do anything. When it comes to problem and solution, then come to, you just merge all those things with your creativity with some kind of logic. Whereas ideation attempts to solidify the creative process, which we need some tool, right? Tool to find an intelligent solution. These tools included some research, or you can do some logical analytical thinking, or some practical experience. Already we are into the field, and we have having some of the research, whereas how the people are following, how the people may be affected by all those problems. So we are having practical experience, but when practical experience merge within analytical thinking, that gives a logical and reasonable solution. That's what merging creativity with logic. And then I might be beginning with observation. If you are going to the field, you need to observe what are the things and what are the factors affecting them. At the same time, how as a professional people, how we can uh, give a solution for all those unstructured brainstorming. And we can also generate hundreds of ideas that don't actually get implemented, but uh, we need to give a proper innovative process, but doesn't want to make in false hope to them. Before giving into false hope, will tends to give these kind of things, or else will do all those things to solve your problem. You just tell them that these are the problem faced by them. Don't give them clumsy ideas or something, which will be accepted by them, and make your solution very precise, and which will be accepted by them, and which will be feasible by them. And kindly check the target audience, how they were doing. At the same time, whether if your solution gives a viable or feasible market to them, at the same time, end of the day, you can generate a revenue through them. At the same time, converging all your thoughts and concept into an innovative idea. You need to work out on this concept very more. While an initial stage of diverging ideas, you'll having an essential part of an ideation stage. Then the main focus of the process is to be converging all those ideas into useful concept. Then only you can filter all those concepts, and you'll having an testing about and weighing all of your ideas and collected through brainstorming method. It comes to a most practical solutions. The ultimate aim of our product is to give an existing before going to existing solution, our ultimate aim is to given a wonderful product which solves their solutions. Before going into all these things, you just make yourself precise within problem statement and solution. You can also take SDG goals. If you are working on particular goal, you can tell them that if you are a student or if you want to build a startup, you can tell that you can address all those SDG goals, whereas SDG goals is implemented by United Nations, and we are having 17 goals which need to be implemented within 2030. Whereas might be your TBA is working under goal number life underwater. You can take that, and whereas they are having so many targets, I think so might be 7 to 8 targets were given by SDG goals. You can search out, and whereas you will find a problem statement, you can work according to that, and you can also you'll get to know about the ideas, whereas that will gives under the problem across globally. But only thing, if before going into problem statement or solution, you just think that you're going to solve the problem faced by an globally or faced by massive number of people, or you are going to select or you are going to target a people who are all facing the society, a particular local society or local people who are all facing all those problems day to day life, and then you just set your solution, and then next, after setting a solution, you just brainstorm all those ideas to make a prototype. While coming to prototype, you'll be thinking that don't, it may be an prototype, maybe something it's you can give it as a service, or it may be a product, but don't think that you need a cutting edge technology to develop all those things. But technology is needed to make it all the things easier, but you don't depend upon technology. But end of the day, you need to focus on all those aspects, and then define, and when it comes to addressing the problem statement, defining the aim for what you are aiming to solve the problem, and define a goal which helps to focus and stay motivated for what kind of solutions you are looking for. So make it as an focused one, whereas you can define while you are explaining a problem, you just, as I said it before, don't be very generic, be focused, and for what problem you are be giving a feasible solution, and be very focused to your goal, which helps to many lives. And coming to thinking fearlessly, at the start of the process, it's very important for us to robust and fearless in creating ideas. Whereas initial stage, if we are very much concentrated on our goal, when it comes to thinking fearless, when it we are working on some goal, when people approach us and it won't work out, when people say that it won't work out, you just want to change this, just want to explain how it, and you need to take multiple ideas from other people. There are so many people who are telling that நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணுனா நல்லா இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லுவாங்க, but you need to be very specific what you are going to do. At the same time, you don't want to validate with everyone. You need to validate with the people who knows about these terms and who knows about the subject very well, and who are all working in this sector. So when you are going to choose a mentor or someone, or else if you are having a problem statement solution you want to validate, be specific and precise to validate with whom you want to be, whom you want to validate, at the same time to whom you want to project all those things. When you are selecting your mentor, you should be very precise. Whereas if some people is working in educational sector, the same time someone is working in agriculture field, but I'm having a product in aquaculture, I was validating with the people who are in educational sector at the same time in agriculture field, but my target audience and my people are in same sector with the different sector, but I'm approaching the people with variant and variant people, but it gives an random ideas, whereas they'll said and they used to say that this idea will work out only then if educational people knows about the educational sector problems and solutions. When it comes to agriculture people only know about their sector, so you just don't want to mismatch all those things. Find a mentor who helps you and guides you in this sector, and you can analyze who are the people working on this sector, whereas they tends to give an feasible idea to you. And coming to creative, open-minded, you just, if you are developing a solution or things, you just need to be open-minded, so that you are creating creative thinking involves looking things to be differently, whereas it has been how it has been normally precise. When you're open-minded, you can be able to think so many things, and you can be able to accept what the reality is. When you are into an introvert, or when you are in setting that I'm going to do this, or else I'll do only these things, but it won't work out. When you're open-minded and when you started to accept people's suggestions, when at that times only you'll know about how the things were is, and at the same time you'll know about the reality. When it comes to empathy, as I said, empathy is connecting with the customers. Yes, when it comes to people-centric process that relates both the people and the organization and the consumers, that solution are being tailored for. When you're connecting with people, when you're connecting with your set of people, with your customers, then only it will give an personal attachment. At the same time, will giving centric approach process to the people. Unless and until you are not entering into the field and you are just building a solution, it won't work out or sounds good. And next, coming to next, rethinking assumption. We'll know that one of the most factor is being an innovator, but bring out the creative ideas to the pro convinced, and we'll have some assumption, and we'll by our own thoughts we tends to build all those things. We don't have much people, or we don't have the same people who tends to speak with all those things. If I am into edtech sector, whereas my team members or my colleague may be into the agriculture, how will merge into this? If I am into edtech sector, my team member need to be in also. He needs to know about what is happening in and around in edtech sector. Unless and until we are not having a same vibe set, we don't cope up with them, and we don't create some viable solutions to the people, and doesn't work out to ourselves also. It's coming to then if I am having a problem solution and prototype, then I need to be know the customer demand. And which customer demand in the sense that eliminates all the clusters and clutters that users experience, whether when customer demand in the sense whether the product design or something which gives and tends the product or market, which gives an feasible solution to the people. What are the possible? And next we are moving about the solutions. What are the almost possible solutions for this problem? First stage is about generating ideas, and the second part is all about, as I said, mobilization of our ideas. And the same time, next coming to the brainstormer, whereas brainstormer become an adventurous and think it leads to think out of box. And next thing, good ideas are generated through these techniques. Always, if you follow all those things, first generating ideas, and second part is mobilization of your ideas. The same brainstorming all your ideas. When you follow these three steps, the good ideas generated through these techniques how to be moved to better location. Either it may be next you need to come into physically, or logically you need to be moved into another sectors. And now, which ideas will work and which ideas can be thrown away. When we are always will come into this point, which idea will work or which ideas will we need to eliminate in this sector. So if you are choosing in particular sector, you need to you people will list out all those things, all your ideas in paper, and you'll do brainstorming. At the same time, after brainstorming, you'll filter for you'll filter some ideas for the implementing. But before going into implementation, you need to check that which idea will work out and which ideas cannot work out likewise. So after generation of ideation stage of the innovation process, the ideas are then tested and rejected. If their lack of potential, if it is not accepted by people in the market, those ideas will be rejected. At the same time, being an innovator, you have a closer look at who the idea is catering, to whom the idea is catering, at the same time, how it will work in the real world in the experimentation stage. While experimental stage will come to know that how it is going to affect the real world, or it will give an boon or bad effects for us. Might be if not all the idea will give 100% of advantages. We'll have some pros and cons in all those things. So make sure this being an innovator, just want to look closer whether the idea is catering or how it will work in the ideation stage. When it comes to an experimentation stage, how it's going to work. At the same time, depending on whether in the sense these challenges are worth solving or the value of ideas are assessed. Before going into implementation, you need to see that those ideas are very worth solving all those problems. Unless and until if that ideas or if that product is not giving any solution to the people, then it might be uh, failure model to us. Then we are going to invest lots and lots of money to build the product. At the same time, you just make sure that your solutions are solving, and it's giving you the values. It's not about giving in value only in money. It's about returning the values to the people and the customers. And coming to next factor, awareness that is highly potential. At the same time, our idea can be carried forward to the next stage. make sure that whereas if you are having a product, if you are addressing a problem and you are giving a solution, and then whereas you'll give a solution only for next 1 year, make sure you are carrying forward to the next stage in the sense how far it's scalable, how far it's feasible. So make sure in all those products at the same time, you'll have a diffusion at sometimes diffusion in the sense gaining company-wide acceptance of the idea, whereas the company-wide acceptance in the sense you people will having an, whereas you'll have, as I said, that you're having a product or you're having a solution to that some problem, but it will be accepted by the market, it will be taken through and taken through the next level. So at the same time it will give some diffusion in that sense. Make sure that how do we bring this idea to life, you are not making it as profitable. At the same time, you need to bring ideas to life. It's not about pen and paper or writing all those things and keeping in any folder in my laptop. You need to be convertible and you need to be make many changes in real lives. So implementation, whereas here implementation will deals with many mobilizing and all those tools and techniques will work out here. At the same time, we need to require actualize the data. At the same time, when as I said before, problem statement and solutions, and we need to focus on all those factors. Whereas we are ideas need to be tested, and we need to test whether our ideas are having lack of potential. Then, being an innovator, we need to know in what stage our idea is going to cater in the world, or else if we are implementing all those things, whether we are solving a many people's problem, or whereas it's a worth of solving, and then the value of our ideas are assessed. When coming into all those things, these are coming into separate part, and how we can able to reach the product to the people, it's coming into commercialization, whereas commercialization of an idea converts our product that has a market value. Be precise that your product is having a market value. Unless and until your product is having any market value, it's not work out in real lives. You are having some ideas are we used to, day by day we used to see so many people come up with some ideas, and they used to say they're having these problem. At the same time, I'm going to give a feasible solution, but that doesn't have market value. When you're having a market value, you can step into the next stage, or else you'll be stagging somewhere. Without market value, you can't do anything. Only thing, for some ideas it will end up into failure, but if we are assessing all those factors, definitely you'll step into the market and you will implement all those things. So whereas the final stage comes in the innovation processes, diffusion and ideation stage. As I said before, diffusion stage is the sense accepting or gaining company wide of your ideas. These people want to accept. The same time, industry experts also want to accept. Same time, how can you people can turn your ideas into venture. The same time, you need to see the market value there. And yeah, how you can generate all those ideas. As I said, you just being an initial stage, you just brainstorm all those ideas. Brainstorming in the sense identifying a problem and formulating an unlimited number of ideas and solution to the problem. Just write all those things. At the same time, take a piece of paper or sheet and write down all the problems or all the ideas which is taking into your mind, and you just give some time for that. Just sit quite calmly, and you just take some warm breath and drink some water, and this you just started to write. And then you can do an scamper, whereas it deals to improve it or arrive at a new idea. At the same time, you can sketch, you can make it as a pictography or a sketching in a graphical representation, whereas you can visually present the ideas to others, and it can be further developed or delivered as a final solution here. So make it as a brainstorming. At the same time, just list out all those things. At the same time, make it as a graphical representation where your ideas can be further developed, and you will get to know more clear about all your ideas. At the same time, all those things after this, a role playing is a major effective thing. It's an informal exercise where you people will believe the situation, and they're trying, and others will trying to understand actively in thinking about people's need, and as I said before, you are solving people's problem. So please make sure that you are solving and making an viable solutions to people need and concern potential issues and interesting in these ways which all those issues can be solved. And picture prompting also you can do, whereas ideation process gives given a picture to and seek inspiration from others. At the same time, you just make it as an building blocks, whereas you used to do all those ideas and blocks, and that can be added and merged to create new ideas and the interesting ideas. If you, as I said before, I'll write all your ideas in paper. So, you're writing all your ideas in paper. You can merge maybe all your ideas. Are after seeing all those things, you'll getting to know that some of the ideas will co-op with some ideas, whereas that will lead to an amazing solution, whereas Eureka moment will create you at that time. That's the thing. And next, various part of problems, you just understand each and every part of your problem you're going to address. When you understand all the problem and how you can relate it with them, at the same time how understanding how they relate to each other. Person A and person B is facing the problem, but how they are relating the problem each other, whether those people were related to all the factors which is affected to them, or a certain people is affected by some problem, or certain people is facing major problem. The same time you need to do reverse thinking. All that so far we are thinking only in narrow mind. At the same time sometimes we need to think differently, or else we need to do reverse thinking, whereas you need to imagine the solution that will lead to worst possible and least desired solution. But we, or else your solution need to be possible. At the same time it will need to make it as a desired solution, whereas it need to be given full step to the problem. You don't want to after you when you're giving a solution, what if that if implementing that solution gives an another problem. So make sure that that will be a least and last desired solution. So by implementing your solution it might create an another problem, but if it might create an another problem you need to search for an another solution for that problem. So you don't want to involve in all those things, you just consider all those factors and you want to implement the solution. This is what reverse thinking as per I said. So I have addressed all those idea generation techniques right now, or as brainstorming, and you just list out all those things and make sure that you're having a graphical representation, whereas further you can easily develop and give a final solution to your ideas. At the same time, try to understand the people's need and the concern potential issues so that we can solve their problem in interesting ways. The same time, picture prompting, you just listed all those things and seek inspiration from others. And coming to next, whereas deconstructing all those various parts of the problem and understanding how the solution can relate each other. And whereas you're brainstorming ideas, yes, merging ideas with your techniques, yes, technique uses different ideas as in block that can added or merge to create new ideas, whereas all your ideas can be added and created to merge just to give an interesting ideas to solve the people's problem. The same reverse thinking, after doing all those things you just do the reverse thinking and imagine that all your some ideas will be very much interesting to hear, but when it comes to implementation it won't work out or sounds good. So make sure that your ideas are going to be market valuable and market feasible, and your ideas are having minimum viable product. Unless and until you are focusing on these product, you cannot step into the world of entrepreneurship and you cannot solve the people's problem. Only thing, you're having a good idea and good solution. Some ideas will be taken to the research level. Some it will be only in the research level, or it will we can publish a research paper, but it cannot be implemented in the real life. So make sure that when it comes to implementation, test all those things. When if you are creating if you are creating a solution to the existing problem, make sure that to whom you are creating, for what you are creating, you after implementing this, what are the impacts that going to be given to the people. At the same time, what are the impacts you are leaving here, and answer all those questions: why, what, where, to whom, and how. If we are clear about all those things, you can definitely step into the world of entrepreneurship. The same time you can address people's problem very confidentially, and sometimes you can do mind maps here, whereas graphical representation we are telling that, but you can, to expand your thoughts, to expand your ideas more viably, you can do mind maps. So I think so I covered all those things. I think so I covered all those things. People, have you got what I said? People, are you there with me? Are you there? Thank you so much. Thanks for the invite. And so I have done my job here. You are having any specific queries, or you are having any specific want to ask something to me? You just ask me. I'll answer you. Before stepping, as I said, you just focus on all those things, for whom you are creating, how you are going to solve the problem.
Thank you so much for your wonderful session.
I can't get you properly, sir. You just slide once again. Prabhasudan sir, are you there?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you for your wonderful session, ma'am. It's really eye-opening for many of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Participants, you can leave the meeting now. Please join on 1 o'clock for the afternoon session.